good? Okay, hang on, let me get my stats.
Then we ask that you refrain from smoking
Shanley
on school
first.
grounds during your visit this evening. Also, due to the field turf, sunflower seeds.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from Sid Cichy Stadium in Fargo, North Dakota. I'm Jed Thomas alongside my partner Wyatt Lyer as we get set for North Dakota high school football action as the Shanley Deacons take on the Maple Valley-Enderlin Falcons. Shanley Deacons high school football on Shanley TV is presented in high definition by the Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletes to a higher level. It's a beautiful night for football here at Sid Cichy Stadium, and here to give you some key players in tonight's matchup is Wyatt Lyer. Wyatt, tell us, who should we look for?
Yeah, thanks, Jed. Some key players for the Shanley Deacons tonight are going to be Lane Halleck, also offensive tackle and nose guard, Devin Kleiman, senior wide receiver and DB.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the
And we got the
Holy
national
Spirit.
anthem right now.
God, you are all that is good and all that is holy. In you we live and move and have our being, and we thank you that tonight you've gathered us together under your providential care. We ask you to be with us, guide us, bless us, protect us, keep the players free from injury and harm, allow them to play to the best of their ability. May they show good sportsmanship and reward them for their efforts tonight. May everything that happens here tonight begin with your grace, continue through your inspiration, and give you great honor. We pray this in the name of your Son, Jesus, by the power of your Holy Spirit. You are God forever and ever. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
We ask that you remain standing as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, sorry about that. Folks got cut off there. Wyatt, if you'd like to take it from the top, show us some key players in tonight's matchup.
Yeah, again, for the Shanley Deacons, we got Lane Halleck. He's a senior offensive tackle and nose guard. Devin Kleiman, senior, also wide receiver and DB. Bruce Misero, offensive tackle and defensive tackle. And then for the Maple Valley-Enderlin Falcons, we got Jesse Johnson. He's one of the only 5 seniors on the team this year, quarterback and safety. Cade Combs, he is one of the other seniors, wide receiver and linebacker. And Peter Lindgren, he is a junior wide receiver and linebacker.
Yeah, Jesse Johnson definitely important as Maple Valley-Enderlin is running that spread offense. Very pass-happy. Quarterback essential in tonight's game. Tonight's lineups should be coming up soon as we'll be introducing Shanley's defensive starters and Maple Valley-Enderlin's offensive starters.
Cassie Simon, Rachel Von Evers, Lexi Grotti, Elizabeth Erickson, and Grace Nowak. Those are your Deacon cheerleaders. And now for the starting lineups for the Maple Valley-Enderlin Falcons, their head coach, Nathan Hoots. Now I'll introduce the Maple Valley-Enderlin offense. Starting in an offensive tackle, senior number 55, Joran Hamry.
That's Joran Hamry, senior offensive tackle, number 55 for Maple Valley-Enderlin.
Number 76, Noah Barstad.
Noah Barstad, junior, number 76, starting at offensive line.
Freshman number 72, Lane Combs.
Lane Combs, freshman, number 72, starting at center.
Guard, junior number 66, Edison Brendel.
Edison Brendel, junior, number 66, starting at offensive guard.
Tackle, freshman number 64, Colton Wetch.
And Colton Wetch starting at offensive tackle. That's a freshman, number 64.
Junior number 10, Peter Lindgren.
Peter Lindgren, a junior, number 10, starting at wide receiver.
Wide receiver, senior number 28, Cade Combs.
Cade Combs, a senior, number 28, will be starting at wide receiver.
Wide receiver, sophomore number 5, Brandon Pierce.
Brandon Pierce, another wide receiver. That's a sophomore, number 5.
Junior number 1, Sean Belkey.
Sean Belkey, a junior, number 1, starting at yet another receiver.
Sophomore number 25, Justin Kozowski.
Dustin Kosowski starting at running back.
Number 12, Jesse Johnson.
And Jesse Johnson, number 12, will be starting at quarterback. That's a senior. And here come your Shanley starting defenders.
The Shanley Deacons, they are coached by Rod Oxendall. I'll introduce your Deacon defense. Starting in defensive end, a senior number 54, Mason Oster.
Number 54, Mason Ostern. He is a senior starting at defensive line.
A senior number 75, Lane Hallock.
Lane Hallock, a senior, number 75, also starting at defensive line.
A senior number 70, Joe Hagstrom.
Joseph Hagstrom, a senior, number 70, also starting at defensive line.
A senior number 51, Kevin Wolf.
Kevin Wolf, another senior starting at defensive end.
A junior number 6, Matt Bird.
Matthew Bird, a junior, starting at linebacker.
Sophomore number 81, Jake Cava.
Jacob Cava, a sophomore, starting at outside linebacker.
Number 21,
Justin DeKaiser, a junior, starting at linebacker.
sophomore number 25, Josh Johnson.
Josh Johnson, a sophomore, starting at linebacker.
Sophomore number 33, Tom Erie.
Tom Erie, a sophomore, starting at cornerback.
The other corner, freshman number 2, Haley Buckles.
Number 2, Haley Buckles, a freshman, starting at cornerback.
Senior number 23, Devin Hyman.
Number 23, Devin Kleiman. He is a senior starting at safety this year.
Big change in that lineup, Wyatt, as usually at corner is Josh Johnson. He'll be moved to linebacker for tonight's game, and freshman Haley Buckles will be moving to the other corner in place of Johnson. That is a big lineup shakeup tonight.
Yes, it is, and this defense is a very heavily senior-populated defense with only a few sophomores and juniors mixed in there with one freshman starting tonight.
One very talented freshman, as if you remember in that St. Mary's game, brought a kickoff all the way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yes, it was. It was very impressive. He's got insane speed.
Insane speed. I believe he's broken the Shanley 40-yard dash record as a freshman.
Yes, he has.
Well, he will definitely be one of our players to watch tonight. So, Wyatt, looking at the keys to tonight's game, I think definitely for Shanley, it's going to be establishing that run game early.
Yeah, establish the run game with Matt Bird and, try and get some read option in there with Brevin Lancaster, senior at quarterback. So try and mix it up a little, and if you can get a pass in there too as well, maybe over the top of the defense, get those safeties biting on the run.
Use that play action to your advantage, most definitely. Keys for Maple Valley-Enderlin, they run that 4-4 defense, so they're definitely going to want to stack the box against a power run team like Shanley. If they can stop Bird early, they may gain some early momentum.
Yeah, when you got a running back like Matthew Bird, you got to know where he's at all times and stack the box as much as possible.
Definitely. We're getting ready for the kickoff here as junior Jacob Reinholtz will be doing the kick. Reinholtz, a soccer star for Shanley, has 19 goals in 13 games and has looked quite impressive in field goal kicking and kickoffs.
Yes, he has, and he could very well be the difference here later in the season for the playoffs for the Shanley Deacons.
For sure, it can all come down to a field goal, as Shanley has seen in the last few playoff games. Lining up for the kickoff is Ryan Holtz, and we're underway at Sid Cichy Stadium. Kickoff return by Maple Valley-Enderlin. Takes out to the right, breaks a tackle, and finally brought down by number 21, Justin DeKaiser.
Yeah, that was Cade Combs on the return for the Falcons.
One of our players to watch tonight. And out comes the Maple Valley-Enderlin offense, as we'll finally get a look at that spread offense that has been so highly touted.
Number 12, Jesse Johnson here, starting off in the shotgun with, it looks like, Dustin Koskowski behind him in the pistol formation.
Handoff, Kostowski.
Stopped by a host of Deacons on the play.
That looks to be a gain of 1, maybe?
A loss of 1, actually.
A loss of 1. Ooh, rough start for Maple Valley-Enderlin. Big key for them is going to be to play their game. They run the spread offense, and if they can use that air raid attack against Shanley, they may find some success early on.
Yeah, I know, and it's going to be hard running the ball against this all-senior defensive line for Shanley.
Indeed. Johnson takes it on the option, runs it out to the right, and brought down by number 2, Haley Buckles, along with number 81, Jake Kava.
Knocked out of bounds by Haley Buckles. That'll bring up 3rd down.
3rd down now for Maple Valley-Enderlin with about...
Gain of 5 on the play.
With 6 to go.
6 to go.
About 6 for the Falcons.
Maple Valley had to start deep in their territory with a
Nice
tackle
kickoff
on the play.
coverage, yeah.
Yep.
Can expect a pass here with 6 yards to go, but nothing is for sure in football. We know that.
Haley Buckholz lined up solo island here.
Johnson back to pass, looks, throws it over the middle, tipped, almost picked by the junior, number 6, Matt Bird.
Yeah, that tip was by Jake Cava.
Jake Cava, definitely a difference maker in tonight's game.
Yes,
Only
he
a
will be.
sophomore, and he should be a cornerstone of this defense for years to come.
Yes.
Johnson comes off the field as Maple Valley-Enderlin appears to be lining up for a punt. Shanley needs to be careful as they were burned twice last game by fake punts. Hopefully shouldn't be a factor today as Maple Valley-Enderlin is pretty deep in their own territory.
Yes. Kleiman and Erie back to receive the punt.
Erie takes it around the 50. Runs it up
block.
the middle. He's got it up
Erie.
the middle. He's going. 1 man to beat. Oh, and brought down by the punter. That is number
Peter Lindgren.
10, Peter Lindgren.
Great return by Tom Erie.
Very good.
About a 45-yard return on the punt. Deacons starting at the Maple Valley 19-yard line. Good field position here for the Deacons.
Very good field position. Now this is that critical point in the game where Shanley's just got to stick to that power run. If they can establish that early, as we said, they could very well gain the momentum to run away with this game.
Yes,
we'll see
they
what they
could.
do here.
If Maple Valley doesn't stop them here in the first couple quarters and Shanley gets on a roll, it could be a long night for their
dangerous for Maple
defense.
Valley, yes. Option to Bird. Bird takes out on the right. Makes 1 man miss. And finally brought down by number 25, Dustin Kozowski.
Gain of about 5 on the play.
Gain of 5 on the play.
Dustin Kozowski. That'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Deacons.
You know, if Bird really gets going for the Shanley offense, it's going to be
very dangerous.
Yep.
What we saw there was a classic move by Shanley. You'll see a lot of that option tonight with Bird and Lancaster both running out. Looks like a zero-back set.
Trips to the left.
Lancaster takes the pass. He runs it out to the left. He's got a block. He's going. Erie delivers the block. Lancaster brings it in for the touchdown. A wonderful play by Shanley.
Yeah, that block by Tom Erie on the outside really sprung Lancaster for the touchdown there.
Critical for that score.
Take a look here again.
Looking at the replay. Beautiful execution by Shanley. Everybody's finding their man, and Lancaster doesn't have too much work to get into that end zone. Really well-designed play. Reinholtz for the extra point. Snaps away, kick is up, and it's good.
7-0 here at Sitsuchi Stadium. Deacons are up against Maple Valley-Enderlin.
Wyatt, what do you think Maple Valley-Enderlin should do to respond to this potent rushing attack of Shanley?
You know, they really got to get a good long drive going so they can keep the Shanley offense off the field and try and use that clock to their advantage, not their disadvantage.
Possession time will be critical whenever you're playing a smash mouth offense like Shanley.
Yes.
That power run game eats up a lot of clock.
Shanley will be once again kicking off from their own 40-yard line. We got number 25, Dustin Koskowski, back to receive. Number 5, Brandon Pierce. And number 28, Kate Holmes, also back there.
Number 25, Dustin Koskowski. Reinholtz will kick it away for the Deacons.
Reinholtz here to kick.
All right, Deacon fans, on your feet, make some noise. It's time for the kickoff.
Reinholtz for the kick. It's up.
It's a deep one.
Return by 28.
Kate Combs.
Combs brings it up. Nice job by Colby Johnson there to really slow the momentum of Combs.
Yes.
Met him almost immediately after by a host of Shanley defenders.
Colby really got back there quick and got behind their kick return line.
Special teams has been an issue in games past, but right now it looks like Shanley has really made some improvements.
Yes, they have.
Maple Valley-Enderlin only attempting one pass play on the last drive. Odd to see out of a spread offense, but maybe part of that trickery they're trying to employ against Shanley.
We got Jesse Johnson back in the shotgun. 25. Dustin Koskowski
Takes it.
takes the pitch.
Ooh,
Gets
almost
tackled
breaks the
behind the
tackle.
line of scrimmage by Tom Erie. Looks like to be a loss of 2 on the play.
Nice wrap up by Erie there. Doesn't let him go and brings him down for the loss.
Yes.
Shanley's got to be careful being able to tell whether the running back's got the ball or the quarterback. Maple Valley-Enderlin often doing those read options, which could be very dangerous. Johnson takes the ball. He looks to pass. He throws deep,
Buckholtz on the island.
and it's caught!
Caught by number 10, Peter Lindgren.
Lindgren, one of our players to watch, coming up big there. Johnson connects to Lindgren. Lindgren, a big man, one of Johnson's favorite targets.
Yes, and with Lindgren lining up on Buckholtz out there on solo coverage, they really got to take advantage of his height out there at 6'4", and Buckholtz being only 6 foot as a freshman, so big height advantage there for Lindgren.
Buckholtz probably got some nerves being a freshman starter, but from what we've seen out of him, he should settle in quick as
Yes,
he's
he
quite
should.
the athlete. Johnson once again back
Back
to pass.
Going to Lindgren again. And it's caught
Ooh, Lindgren with a beautiful catch.
down to the 2-yard line. What a pass.
Johnson to Lindgren, that's a matchup we'll be seeing a lot of today, I
Yes.
presume. First and goal for the Falcons here, running a no-huddle offense. Shanley defense looks a little confused out there. Handoff to Kosowski, and he is met immediately.
Met behind the line of scrimmage by Jacob Kava.
Another
and followed by a
beautiful
host
display
of
of run
defense.
D.
Pulled down by number 51, Kevin Wolf. Jake Calva also in on the stop. That'll bring up second down.
That's just a perfect example of Shanley's 4-4 defense. You saw the linebackers really getting back in there and running through those gaps in the offensive line to make the tackle. Second down here, back
Johnson
to pass.
sets the screen.
And it Cade Combs is into the end zone for a Maple Valley-Enderlin touchdown. Wyatt, that is exactly the type of drive you said that Maple Valley-Enderlin needed, and they are right back into this game.
They responded very well with a couple good passes against the freshman Haley Buckles there. And, you know, Cade, with his speed, he just got around the edge and no one could get him out. So that's going to be what they're looking to do.
Lindgren very hard to cover. Really doesn't matter if you're a freshman or a senior going up against that kind of height. It's always going to be difficult.
Yes, it is.
Going for the 2-point conversion here. Bold move by Maple Valley-Enderlin. It's a run by Johnson. And he will not get there. Very interesting decision this early into the game. Bold move by the coach.
And after that score, the score is 7 Shanley Deacons, Maple Valley-Enderlin 6.
Shanley will hang on to the 1-point lead, but their defense is definitely going to have to make some adjustments if they want to stay in this one.
Yeah, and you know, their offense really has to pick up the pace now that they see that Lindgren is a force on offense and can really do some damage behind the corners.
Definitely. Good offensive production on the first drive. They're just really going to have to stick to that power run game. Throw a couple of play-action passes in there. Shanley shouldn't panic, but they should be making some adjustments. We'll have the kickoff in a few minutes here, or a few seconds, rather. So already we've seen a lot of our players to watch performing quite well. Jesse Johnson hooking up with Peter Lindgren, Cade Combs with some nice runs. On the Shanley side of things, Matt Bird has been running well along with Brevin Lancaster.
Yes, they have.
Back deep to receive for the Deacons, number 33, Tom Mary. 22, Devin Kleiman, number 2, Haley Buckles.
Back to receive the kick for the Deacons, 33 Tom Erie, 22 Devin Kleiman, and number 2 Haley Buckholtz.
To kick is Carter Killeran for Maple Valley-Enderlin.
He's a sophomore.
Just one example of the youth Maple Valley-Enderlin has. The kick is up. Ooh, and it's a squib up the
kick.
middle. Oh, fumbled by Shanley. We'll see who comes out with it. Looks like the Deacons.
Recovered by number 81, Jacob Kava on the kick. Very close call for the Shanley Deacons.
They
have to watch that.
Definitely not expecting a squib up the middle like that.
At their own 33-yard line.
Shanley going to line up on the far hash.
Starting at their own 33-yard line. Brevin Lancaster under center with Bruce Miserow behind him. Colby Johnson behind Bruce and Matt Bird.
Handoff goes to Bird. And he's met quite soon, wrapped up and thrown down.
Gain of 3 on the play, brought down by number 25, Dustin Kasowski.
That'll be a gain of 3 on the play.
Second down.
Brought down by Piskowski.
Piskowski definitely making his presence known.
And he's only a sophomore, so he's definitely got some years to come here at Maple Valley.
Both these teams are very talented youth. Shanley lining up in what looks like the same formation. We've got Miserow, Johnson, and Bird in the backfield once again. Handoff to Bird again, right up the middle. And he's going to power very close to a first down. Classic example of smash mouth offense, just like Shanley
and Maple Valley was trying to bring some pressure there, and Shanley called the right play, ran away from the pressure, and luckily their safety came up and made the play against Matthew Bird. A hard runner to bring down solo.
Very difficult. It is 3rd and 1. Deacons looking to convert. Same 3 in the backfield.
Maple Valley looking to bring pressure again.
Linebackers up close. Handoff goes Bird. He brings up the middle. He's got some space. He takes it out. He breaks a tackle. He's loose. Matt Bird finally brought down by number 28, Cade Combs.
Yeah, good run on the play, but even better blocking by Bruce Miserow, and we got Justin DeKaiser there on the right side of the offensive line.
Shanley has been blocking wonderfully so far in this game. Everybody picking up their assignments, finding their man, and creating the holes to get some success with the run.
That's going to be one of the keys to the game, too. If the offensive line can move the defensive line and get some holes for the power run game to go through, it'll really be getting going for the Shanley Deacons here.
Most definitely. Bird has the build of a fullback, but the speed of a receiver, making him ever so dangerous.
Climbing out on the flanker to the left. Read option, Josh Johnson.
Up the middle, brought down by Lindgren.
Yep. And Koskowski.
Koskowski once again all over the field. Shanley looking no huddle here.
Ball at the 9-yard line for the Shanley Deacons.
It's 1st and 10. Once again, Johnson and Bird in the backfield.
Kleiman on the flank to the right. Lancaster read
Hand
option
off to
again.
Johnson.
To Johnson.
Oh, he's met at the line,
Met
but
at the line.
that's going to be down at the 1.
By number 12, Jesse Johnson, playing safety.
He looked to be just about in, but that knee may have touched at the 1.
Good job from Johnson to keep his feet moving and keep Josh Johnson from not falling forward into the end zone, making sure he drives them back.
Very good move indeed.
Power eye. Hand off to Miserow.
Misero's going to bring it up, and that's a Shanley touchdown.
You know, with Miserow in the backfield, all he has to do is kind of just put his head down and plow right through the offensive line, and he's in.
That's the second time in 2 weeks we've seen Bruce Miserow get a handoff and score a touchdown. Definitely being used on the goal line position.
Yeah, and Shanley used that. We've used that offense before, and this year we're kind of bringing it back, and hopefully he can get some touchdowns for him.
Reinholtz with the kick. Through the uprights as usual, as Reinholtz has seemed automatic these last few weeks.
Yes, he has.
Rhino's kick is good. With 6:06 to go in the first quarter, Shanley Deacons 14, Maple Valley-Enderlin Falcons 6.
Well, this is about what we expected, a high-powered, high-scoring game, and one that's looking pretty close right now.
Scores Shanley Deacons 14, Maple Valley-Enderlin 6.
Shanley's got to have an answer to Maple Valley-Enderlin's passing attack on this drive, or they could struggle really for the rest of the night.
Yeah, most likely if I was Shanley, I would put some safety help over the top to help out Haley Buckholz, who's a freshman, on Peter Lindgren. So kind of try and break up that pass to the big 6'4" wide receiver.
Definitely.
Combs, Koskowski, and Pierce back to receive the kick for the Falcons. Reinholtz to kick off.
Reinholtz loads up, kicks it off, another booming kick. Caught by Combs, and he'll
Sends Combs back into the end zone.
kneel that for a touchback.
It'll be first down and 10 for the Falcons at their own 20.
1st and 10 for the Falcons at their own 25-yard line. Excuse me, 20-yard line. Falcons come out and trips right, flanker left.
Johnson will line up to help at corner.
Pistol formation in the backfield with Jesse Johnson at quarterback. Takes the snap, looks to run. Now he looks to pass. Lindgren deep.
Oh!
Intercepted by Haley Buckholtz, it looks like.
And that is an interception.
Interception by the freshman Haley Buckholtz on the play.
What a play by the freshman. This kid has 4 more years of football to play, and he's already looking like a senior.
He did a really great job of going up and high pointing that ball, so Lindgren had to really wrestle away from him if he wanted that ball.
I thought Lindgren might have the height advantage, but then all of a sudden Buckles seemed to grow a few inches as he got right up there and fought
He got
for
way
it.
up there.
Playing physical, playing tall, he looked good on that drive.
Shanley offense back on the field.
Johnson and Bird in the backfield. Kleiman lined out at receiver.
Lancaster under center. Takes the ball, looks to pass.
Play action pass out to
Dumps it
Bird.
off to Bird.
He's got the
Kleiman
first
with a
down.
good block.
He got the first and more on that play.
Bird, a good hard runner on that play.
Indeed. Play action pass is going to be very useful for Shanley, as Matt Bird will definitely be at the front of the Maple Valley-Enderlin defense's mind.
Yeah, if you're Maple Valley-Enderlin, you got to know all times where Matt Bird is at, or else he will really...
He'll burn you like that as a running back or a receiver.
He will do damage. Shanley comes out, trips left, flanker right. Bird in the backfield with Lancaster. Takes a snap, bubble screen to Buckholtz. Good blocking on the outside.
Got some room.
Got space.
Cuts.
Gets a man miss.
And finally
taken down by
down
Sean Belkey.
Around the 26.
Good blocking out there by Kleiman and Erie on the play.
Maple Valley-Enderlin has got to find an answer for these screens that Shanley's running. Shanley seems to be able to, both sides really seem to be able to pick any offensive style they want, and they've been successful.
And you know, with the speed of Buckholtz, it's really hard to bring him down. Once he gets to the corner, you really gotta get going to bring him down.
Size, speed, strength. He's a dangerous player.
Trips right for Shanley, flanker left. Pistol formation with Bird in the backfield.
Lancaster
takes it right up the middle.
Good gain for Lancaster as he powers through.
Tackled on the play by number 72, Lane Combs.
Looks to get about to the 22. 2nd and 4 for the Deacons. We've got 5 minutes to go in this first quarter.
Shanley comes out of the huddle in their old-fashioned full house offense with 3 running backs in the backfield. Lancaster under center, double tight.
Hand off to Bird. Bird takes it up the middle. He's got space. And he is in for the touchdown.
Great block by Justin DeKaiser on the play. Really sprung Bird for the touchdown.
Matt Bird really making his presence known tonight. And Maple Valley-Enderlin's defense seems to have no answer for really everything Shanley's doing.
Yeah, no, DeKaiser coming around the backside and getting that safety really sprung Bird for the touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't know how much of it's on the defense as much as Shanley is just executing so well. Reinhold's with the kick, up and through the uprights.
Reinhold's kick is good.
Reinhold's perfect on the night for extra points.
As usual.
The Shanley Deacons 21, Maple Valley-Enderlin Falcons.
Great execution by the offense there on that last play.
Very good execution. We've still got 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this first quarter, and the score is already 21-6. The score may represent a little bit more of an advantage for Shanley than they've really had. Maple Valley-Enderlin has looked very strong on offense, and one turnover last drive has been the difference, but I would not count them out as that offense looked very dangerous.
Yeah, you know, with Shanley having 13 seniors, it's a really senior dominant group this year, and they show a lot of leadership and how they can really execute on the offensive side and step up on the defensive side and get a turnover when they really need it.
And what's almost more impressive about that is Shanley lost 17 seniors from last year's squad. And already these seniors have really filled into their shoes and taken over those leadership positions.
Yeah, they have.
Reinhold's lining up for yet another kickoff. Leg's going to be tired by the end of the night if this pace keeps up.
It's time for the kickoff.
We've got Combs back to return along with
Koskowski and Pierce.
The kick is up. Another good kick for Reinholtz. Combs will take that out around the 10. Brings it up. Moves to the right. Cuts into the middle.
Next one by a miss. Tackled on the play by number 28, John Harvey. He's a sophomore.
Combs on the return. Brought down by number 28, John Harvey. That'll be first down and 10 for the Falcons.
Jesse Johnson coming out now from Maple Valley-Enderlin. This is a senior who has started the last 3 years. One interception really shouldn't rattle him. He knows his strengths, he knows the strengths of his receivers, and if they stick to their game, they should remain in contention.
Maple Valley coming out in the trips left, flanker right, pistol formation in the backfield.
It
looks like to be a screen.
Combs taking it.
Makes
He
one
busts
man
it
miss.
out. Oh, coughs up the ball, but that'll roll out of bounds before Shanley can pounce on it.
Tackle on the play by number 23, Devin Kleiman. Forces the fumble, but unfortunately it rolls out of bounds for the Shanley Deacons.
Colby Johnson coming into the game in relief of Josh Johnson. No relation there for any of you wondering.
Trips left here for Maple Valley. Flanker right. Pistol formation in the backfield.
We've seen a lot of that out of them. Oh, they got a man on the move.
Pearson motion.
Looks to be a
Takes
jet
the
sweep.
Jet sweep. Really nice play. Tackle on the play monitor. 32. Colby Johnson on the play. Really got behind the wide receiver and broke that jet sweep up.
Shanley does a very good job figuring out the Maple Valley-Enderlin offensive scheme there and really bottles them up.
Yeah, and the Shanley defense really physical, and that really helps in the screen game.
Very physical, yes.
Trips left, flanker right, pistol formation for the Falcons.
Feel like I've heard that before.
Yeah, they're going to be running a lot of that.
Johnson under pressure. He throws it, and it's too short for Lindgren. That'll bring up 4th down for Maple Valley-Enderlin.
Caden Kelsch really got in the backfield. That play disrupted the timing of Johnson.
Kelsch, a junior difference maker for this offense, has been out with a concussion, but is back in tonight. Or defense, rather. Sorry about that.
Kleiman and Erie back to receive the punt. Number 10, Lindgren to punt it away.
Erie also back there with Kleiman. These two have been very dangerous on punt returns. Punts away. Goes out to the 50 and takes a Shanley bounces. That'll just hop right out.
Goes out of bounds. It'll be first down and 10, Shanley at the Falcon 48.
First and 10, Shanley at the Falcon 48-yard line. Looks like there's a flag on the play.
Maple Valley-Enderlin looked to have a late substitution there.
Possibly a false start.
I think that'll be an illegal substitution on Maple Valley-Enderlin.
Penalty is declined.
That'll be declined by Shanley as they'll take
Shanley
the
offense
field
takes
position.
over. Maple Valley 48-yard line.
Shanley hopes to continue to roll on offense as they really don't seem to need to make any adjustments.
Shanley comes out once again. Trips left, flanker right.
Maple Valley-Enderlin almost caught with 12 men on the field. Really going to have to work on those substitutions.
Can't be giving the Shanley Deacons anything free tonight.
No, they cannot. Pressure on Lancaster.
Pass. Ooh.
Dropped in the
Had
backfield
the screen
by
set
Bird.
up. A little short pass by Lancaster. Dropped by Bird.
Maple Valley-Enderlin did a good job of getting to the quarterback. Pressure was on Lancaster, forced him to deliver a throw he probably wouldn't want to do.
Yeah, kind of rushed his delivery a little. Floated the ball a little too much. Caused it to come up short.
Maple Valley-Enderlin is really going to have to bring that pressure with their 4-4 defense. If they can do that, they may be able to stop the Shanley attack. 4 receivers.
Doubles formation. Lancaster and shotgun. Pitches
Options
Bird.
to Bird. Bird running with it. Makes a cut.
Gets the edge. Taken down by Sean Belkey, number 1. Also on the play, Peter Lindgren.
Peter Lindgren, a name we've heard a lot tonight.
Yep, his name is going to be called. His name is going to keep calling and calling all night. He will be one of the playmakers for the Falcons tonight.
We've got 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Power I formation for the Deacons.
Seen a lot of this. Handoff.
Handoff to Bird.
Breaks out to the right.
Bounces
He's got
to
some
the
space.
Gain of 9 on the play.
Big gain, but Maple Valley-Enderlin did a good job of wrapping up. Bird almost busted that one outright.
We'll bring on 2nd down and 1.
2nd and 1 for the Deacons. Deacons come out in power I again.
Lancaster.
Double tight. Lancaster under center. Takes a snap, hands that off to Bird.
Bird up the middle.
Cuts left.
Good gain for the first down.
That'll be a first down. Brought down by number
Hunter Smith on the tackle, number 7. First and 10 for the Shanley Deacons at the Maple Valley 22-yard line.
Josh Johnson comes in relief of number 70, Joe Hagstrom.
Deacons come out in the full house set. Maple Valley really stacking the box with a lone safety over the top.
Play action pass, deep.
Lancaster to Kava.
And that is caught for a Shanley Deacon touchdown.
Great throw by Lancaster, catching Kava in the corner of the end zone, having to tiptoe to get that touchdown.
Beautiful execution by Shanley, and I'll tell you why, they just seem to be able to run any formation they want, and they really seem to be working against this Maple Valley-Enderlin D.
Yeah, that was great execution by the offense, and even better by Brevin Lancaster, letting the play evolve and letting Kava get open in the back of the end zone.
Didn't panic and let his receiver get open. Reinholtz with the kick, and it's through. Deacons up 28-6 with 1:49 to go in this first quarter. Maple Valley-Enderlin's got to be careful because Shanley seems to be running away with this awfully quick.
Yeah, if they don't get a score here on the next drive, it's going to be a long night for their offense, and hopefully they can put a long drive together, keep it going through the second quarter, and come away with some points.
Got to imagine what the coach is saying to his players right now. For a squad with only 5 seniors, it's really important to stay focused and make sure you've got your leadership to guide these younger guys through tough situations like this.
Yeah, and you can't keep your heads down. You got to keep them up in this situation. Always know that you have a chance, and you got to try and come back at all costs.
Stay focused and play your game. You can't hit the panic button just yet. It's the first quarter, and there's plenty of football left to play.
I'd like to remind you that tonight's game is being broadcast live at ShanleyTV.com with play-by-play. Again, this game is being broadcast on ShanleyTV.com.
Great crowd here tonight at Sid Chichi Stadium on the campus of Shanley High School.
Real good turnout. Student section looks full as usual.
Fans from both sides coming to support their teams.
Very good turnout for Maple Valley-Enderlin, yes. Shanley loading up for another kickoff.
Reinholtz will kick it away.
Special teams unit getting a lot of experience tonight.
Yes, they are, and that'll help them in the long run.
For sure, a lot of young players. Reinholtz with the kick. Another beauty. Deep to Cade Combs.
Taken at the 2-yard line by Combs.
Oh, makes few men miss, but runs into his own player.
Tackle on the play by number 25, Josh Johnson. 22-yard return.
Cade Combs has looked good tonight, one of our key difference makers. He's been fast and he's played loose, and it's paid off on special teams and offense alike.
Yeah, and with him being one of the only 5 seniors on the team, he's really shown a lot of leadership tonight.
Definitely. One man with one good performance can spark a whole team. We've seen that before, and we could see it tonight.
Maple Valley coming out in doubles formation.
Kosowski appears to be in the backfield. Johnson
takes the snap.
And he's
good pursuit by
up.
Joe Hagstrom in the backfield, getting back there, disrupting the play.
Hagstrom wasn't fooled one bit, and neither was senior Kevin Wolf, as they both got back there and they made the play.
Yeah, Joe Hagstrom almost got back there in time to take the handoff. He was back there so quick.
We've got about a minute to go in this first quarter.
Falcons come out in doubles again. Kosowski on the backfield.
Shanley showing a little pressure off the edge. Man in motion, it's Pierce. Johnson takes it over to the right.
Snap.
He's got some space.
Tackle on the play by number 2, Haley Buckholtz.
Good play by the Deacons. Johnson appeared to have a little space, could have busted that one out.
Kevin Wolf also on the stop for the Shanley Deacons.
Now we have a South Dakota plates, 3196A veteran plate.
Maple Valley-Enderlin moving away from that no huddle a little bit.
coming out in doubles again. They've ran a lot of doubles.
Doubles and
series
trips, yes. Johnson
Back to pass. It's
He's
rushed.
got, and Lindgren with a catch in traffic.
Great catch by Peter Lindgren, keeping a good concentration on the ball while Josh Johnson was underneath trying to tip it away.
That is exactly what Maple Valley-Enderlin needs to do. Johnson to Lindgren, Johnson to Lindgren. When you've got a 6'4" receiver, you've got to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and with only Tom Erie on the coverage, he's only he's 6'1", so 3-inch height difference, and Lindgren has some hops.
And
they really got to take advantage of that.
That'll do it for our first quarter. Your score, Shanley Deacons 28, Maple Valley-Enderlin Falcons 6. Well, Wyatt, we've seen some big offensive production from both sides. Maple Valley-Enderlin looks to be having a big drive in the works right now.
Yeah, if they can keep it going to Lindgren, they should keep something going, but with the Shanley defense, if they try and run the ball, it's going to be tough.
The key with Lindgren, you know, on that last pass you saw Erie was in coverage, and Erie is 6'1", and then you had a safety underneath who almost made the play on the ball. But Lindgren knows how to use his height, and he goes up, he grabs the ball, and that's really all Maple Valley seems to need to do in order to have success in the pass
Yeah,
game.
great concentration by Lindgren on the last play.
Deacons defense coming out onto the field. Maple Valley-Enderlin scoring away their offensive strategy for this next quarter.
Maple Valley starting at their own 34-yard line. First and 10 for the Falcons here on this start of the second quarter.
Erie and Buckles out in the corner positions.
Looks like they got Bird placed out of safety tonight.
Interesting move.
Not his usual position. He usually plays outside linebacker. They got Caden Kellishin at that position right now.
Well, Bird showing he can play at just about any position. Johnson back to pass. Deep.
Going for Lindgren deep. Overthrows him.
They've got the right idea going to Lindgren. And, you know, we've spent a lot of time talking about Lindgren, but they've got some potent receivers as well. If you look at number 5, Brandon Pierce, he's a guy with some deceptive speed that could break out in the slot and make some big plays.
Yeah, and with their good route concepts, they really, if they get behind the defense, it could be trouble for the Shanley defense.
Maple Valley-Enderlin trips left.
Shanley bringing pressure, hands it off. Looks like Cade Combs on the carry. Colby Johnson with a big hit on the stop.
Oh. That was Dustin Koskowski. Maple Valley-Enderlin slowing down the pace of their offense a bit. The no-huddle seemed to work quite well earlier in the game, and that may be something they want to move towards.
Coming out in doubles formation.
Johnson to pass.
Throw is over the middle.
Arid throw could have been picked by Kleiman.
Bird looking for the big hit on the play, but pulls up.
Johnson, very accurate early in the game, has had a couple of throws here that have gone a little off target. Nothing to worry about, though, with the senior quarterback. Probably some jitters early in the season.
Yes. 4th down and 11 here for the Falcons. Lindgren back to punt. Erie and Kleiman back to receive.
Late substitution for Shanley. Oh, blocked punt by Matt
Blocked
Bird.
punt by Matt Bird.
He's got it, and
Picks
he
it up.
brings it out to the 20. Tough break for Maple Valley-Enderlin.
Shanley will be starting deep in Maple Valley-Enderlin territory.
Deacons have looked very much improved on special teams tonight. Definitely an area of concern in games this year, but they've looked very good so far.
Yes, they have.
Definitely something they've been working on in practice, and it appears to have paid off.
Maple Valley really could use a stop here.
A stop would be big for momentum. Bird in the backfield, Lancaster in shotgun.
Takes a snap from Alexander. Looks
Pressure.
to pass.
Ooh, off target, intended for Kleiman.
Lancaster's pass intended for Kleiman falls incomplete. Pierce on the coverage. That'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Kleiman was open there. There have been some communication issues between Lancaster and his receivers. They seem to have gotten better in the last few games, but definitely something to watch.
Yeah, and if Shanley wants to throw the ball more, they really got to get on the same page.
For sure, is that... Oh, we have a flag on the play.
Looks like a legal substitution on the Deacons.
Yes, I believe that is what it was.
Too many men in the huddle.
Or too many men in the huddle, it appears. Some substitution issues on both sides of the ball today. Both Maple Valley-Enderlin and Shanley have had a lot of guys running in and out late.
Power I formation, Lancaster under center.
Maple Valley-Enderlin showing pressure.
Hard count, hand off to Bird.
Bird breaks a
Makes
tackle,
one miss.
and he is into the end zone. Another Shanley touchdown. Matt Bird has been a beast tonight, making men miss, breaking through tackles.
Running over people left and right.
Indeed. Shanley up 34-6, looking to make it 35.
Reinhold's on for the extra point again. Looks like his leg is going to be pretty sore tomorrow.
Kick is up, and it is good.
Excuse me, no good.
No good. Oh. My bad there.
Wide left.
Uncharacteristic mistake by Reinholz. Guess I've gotten used to saying they've been good.
Yeah, it looks like he just hooked that one a little and wide left.
Little left there, yes. We've got about 11 minutes to go in this second quarter. Shanley already up 34-6. You know, Maple Valley-Enderlin really haven't been doing anything too wrong today. Shanley has just looked overwhelming in play on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and Shanley, as the bigger school, they got more athletes to choose from, and they got a lot more depth on the team as Maple Valley. Looks like they only got about 10 to 12 people on the sideline, so they really are looking a little winded right now, hands on the hips.
Definitely a factor in today's game. Maple Valley-Enderlin, though, got to give them credit for a roster with this few guys and this young a team. They've looked very professional, and they have hung in there.
Yeah, they're going to be good coming up the next few years with all the young guys coming into seniors, and hopefully they can do some damage here in the East.
Reinholz. Kick is up. It's going to be Combs to return. Oh, big hit, but he shakes it off.
Good return out to the 25-yard line. Tackled on the play with number 32, Colby Johnson.
Combs, a small guy, only 5'7", but did a nice job of blowing through a big tackle there. He does not play like he's 5'7", I'll tell you that.
No, and he's got some speed to go with his 160-pound body. Is only 5'7", really kind of compact.
Small guy, big playmaker, a player to watch.
Doubles formation here.
Man in motion, it's Pierce. Fakes the pitch.
Hand off to Koskowski.
Koskowski brings it up the middle. Looks to be a gain of 4.
Brought down by number 84, Caden Kelch.
Caden Kelch on the tackle for the Deacon defense.
Kelsch has played well tonight. First game back since being concussed.
Yeah, he actually got knocked out in the St. Mary's game. Scary situation there.
Very scary situation. Glad to see he's okay and playing well tonight. He'll shift into coverage.
Doubles formation.
Man in
Pearson
motion
will
again.
shift.
Fakes the pitch again.
And off to Koskowski.
Looked to be just about the same play, and
Yeah.
Well, it was effective the first go-around. Shanley was not fooled as they made the stop.
They were ready for that one.
Tackle by number 72, Bruce Miserable.
Miserable on the stop for the Deacons.
Another big playmaker for the Shanley team. It's 3rd and 4.
Shanley looking to get a stop here.
Can expect a pass, especially out of a spread offense, but we'll see what they choose to do.
Doubles formation.
Johnson back to pass.
Goes for the pass.
And he's
And
got
it's caught.
Combs.
Combs on the catch.
Johnson, beautiful decision making there. His primary receivers were all covered, but he finds Combs open in a pocket between 3 Shanley defenders. Places the ball perfectly for Combs to come down.
Yeah, Matt Bird a little late getting over there for the safety help, and
Bird
Johnson just drops one in there perfectly.
Bird is playing at safety, a position we really haven't seen him playing much of, but it seems to be something they need to do, especially against a spread offense. Pitch
Pearson.
out to Pierce. Brings up the sideline.
Knocked out of bounds by Haley Buchholz.
Don't think he got too much there. Gain of 3, maybe. And there's a flag on the play. Tell you what this is in a minute.
Holding on the offense and a personal foul on defense, so those penalties will offset.
Maple Valley-Enderlin with a good break there. Student section looking fired up. Crowd waking up a little bit at Sid Cichy Stadium.
Got Dom Izzo over there, getting them fired up and rowdy.
Taking a while to get set here. We've got about 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Maple Valley-Enderlin has 1st and 10, so appear to have benefited from that penalty there.
Coming out and trips right, flanker left, pistol formation in the backfield. Lindgren flanker to the left.
Single,
Tom here on the coverage.
single coverage on Belke. Handoff up the middle to Krasowski. And he powers ahead. That was a 1st and 5, and he appears to have gotten 6, so that'll be a 1st down for Maple Valley-Enderlin. Shanley better be careful. They are comfortably ahead, but anything can happen, and Maple Valley-Enderlin looking very strong right now.
Yeah, with this much time left in the game, you know, you really got to keep your heads up and keep your head on a swivel and make
Can't
sure
get too comfortable.
Yep. Doubles formation. Pearson motion.
Again, oh, and we've got
Flag on
another
the play.
penalty.
Penalty on the play
False start.
against the Falcons. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. Will repeat 1st down.
Maple Valley still looking to get the play in from the sidelines here.
They've slowed down a little as the game has gone on. It's 1st and 15 now.
Coming out and trips right, flanker left. Belke, flanker on the left side.
Haven't heard too much out of Belke. I wouldn't count on that lasting. Johnson back to pass. He's
Pressured
got
by
a man on the
Kelch.
side, and he'll
Throws
just
it out
throw
of
that out of
bounds.
bounds.
Kelch got good pressure on that play. forcing Johnson to just throw it away.
Kelsch has broken into the backfield a few times. That's what'll happen with this 4-4 defense. When you send all those linebackers in with all those linemen, you can get to the quarterback very quick.
Yeah, and Kelsch has got some speed at outside linebacker, so for him to get to the quarterback in that short amount of time, it's hard for Johnson to find an open man.
Very true.
Trips right again, flanker left.
Switch up as they'll have Buckles now covering Belkey. Little confusion. And Falcons will burn a timeout as it looked like they were running out of time on the play clock. We've got about 8:30 to go in the game. Or, excuse me, in the first half.
They're here for elementary students tonight that at the 3-minute mark, when you look at that scoreboard, when there's 3 minutes left before half, they'd like you to meet at the grass area by the flagpole to get ready for
Wyatt, if you're Coach Hoots for the Maple Valley-Enderlin Falcons, what are you telling your players right now?
You know, being down this much right now in the second quarter, when there's still a lot of time, you just got to put a drive together, make sure you get points before the second quarter ends, and go into halftime knowing that you can score points on the Shanley defense, and that is not over.
Hoots entering his third year, taking over this Maple Valley-Enderlin Falcons team at a crucial point in their history. They've only been in Class 2A football for, is this their second year?
Yes, this is their second year in the East.
Went 1-8 last year, and looking to build upon some experience they gained last year, already do have looking to build upon the experience they got last year and hopefully string together a few more wins.
Falcons coming out. Trips left, flanker right. Lindgren, flanker to the right.
Lindgren in single coverage by Buckles. Man in motion.
Johnson takes the snap.
Runs
Looks
it
like
out
he's gonna
left.
run.
And he is wrapped up and brought down by number 33, Tom Erie.
Good play, way to get off. Way to get off his block and
Make
dive
the
at the
play.
legs and get the play.
Third down now. Third and gonna say 16 as it looks like he took a loss on that play. Maple Valley-Enderlin gonna have to take a shot downfield. It's very crucial that they pick up this first down.
They got Belkey's. Looks like they got Buckholtz on him and Matt Bird over the top and then Trips to the right. Johnson back to pass.
Pressure coming, throws it deep. Almost picked by Kleiman. Overthrew the receiver.
Yeah,
Cade
good
Coles.
coverage there by Devin Kleiman coming over the top with safety help.
Kleiman's looked very good in the safety position, seemingly everywhere he needs to be.
You know, he's small. He's only 5'8", 145 pounds, but he's got speed, and he definitely knows where the quarterback is going to throw the ball, and he's got good instincts.
Maple Valley-Enderlin going for it here. It seems to be the smart decision as they need points fast. 4th and 16. Snap is low. Oh, and
Quick
it's going to be a
punt.
punt. Interesting decision. Oh, they're going to let that one roll as
It's
it
a Falcon bounce.
indeed, as that thing's still going. They're going to down that out at about the 12, I'd say.
Johnson's punt.
Well, boy, I haven't seen a quarterback line up and punt in quite a long time.
On the play.
Yeah, they were lucky to get that one off with a low snap, and
Very low snap.
linebackers coming in with the pressure.
Well, it paid off as they're going to stick Shanley in some bad field position. A turnover here could set up the Falcons for a quick score and bring them right back into this game. Shanley's got to stick to that power run and just try to bring it all the way down the field.
Looks like they got double tight flanker left.
It's Kleiman. Bird in the backfield.
Lancaster under center.
Handoff up the middle. That
Looks
is
like
Colby
Colby
Johnson.
Johnson.
He's got space, but there's a flag on the play. This one may be coming back. Colby Johnson, wow, he is going to bring that one all the way down to the Falcon 45.
Yeah, it looks like there might have been a hold on the offense.
We have a penalty marker on the play.
Tough break for Johnson and the Deacons, but we will see the call. At that is a hold on the Deacons.
Is the call against the Falcons.
They signal again. All right, ref signal to hold on the Falcons. See, they've clarified that was in fact a hold on the Deacons. Tough break for Johnson as he put a lot into that run. Very unfortunate for him and
Yeah,
for him
great
and the
run.
Deacons.
Way to go by Johnson to bounce it down to the outside and get the edge and just keep going down the sidelines.
License plate Minnesota 132 PDZ. It's a Hyundai Sonata
Deacons
GL
got to be careful now. They're within their own
Lights
10.
are on.
A sack could set Maple Valley-Enderlin up for the opportunity to pull a safety on Shanley.
Flanker right, climbing out at the flanker. Double tight, 2 running backs, Lancaster in center. Takes a snap from Alexander. Lancaster keeps it.
And that's
Short gain for the Deacons.
gain of 2 or 3, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
Good penetration by Jordan Henry. 6'3", 240-pound senior.
Some big players to watch for Shanley. We've already seen them in action a lot tonight. They're 2 tight ends, junior Justin DeKaiser and sophomore Jake Kava. Both big guys, both tall guys, and both very effective in that tight end position. Kava's already got a touchdown in tonight's game.
Yes, and they both know how to block extremely well, and they're very physical.
Versatile players. Lancaster back to pass. He's got Kleiman. Kleiman with the ball, and he's going to be brought down. I think that's going to be a first down.
Tackled on the play by number 7, Hunter Smith. First and 10 for the Deacons on the play.
Nice play. Play action fooled the Falcons, and it was a senior-to-senior connection as Lancaster hit Kleiman. Kleiman will once again line up as the flanker. Bird in the backfield. Along with Johnson, Maple Valley-Enderlin showing pressure. Hand up the middle, that's Bird. And Bird, oh! There's going to be a flag here.
Looks like it might be a late hit on
Yeah.
number 55, Jordan Harmery.
Bird took a little contact to the head there. That'll be a personal foul against Maple Valley-Enderlin.
Yeah, Jordan jumped on Bird after the play was whistled dead. That drawed the flag from the side ref.
We've got 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. 6:20, excuse me.
Deacons all the way out to the 43-yard line with that penalty. Flanker left, climbing out his flanker. Double tight, double running back. Pitch to Bird.
Bird's got some space. He takes it.
Takes a block from Kleiman.
He's got the first down and more as he'll rumble past the 45-yard line.
Tackled on the play by number 2, Carter Caloran.
Tough break for Maple Valley-Enderlin as they could not take advantage of that poor field position for Shanley. A combination of bad penalties and a few missed plays have led to some big mistakes.
Yeah, great blocking on that last play by number 23, Devin Kleiman. Really sprung Bird for that extra yardage.
Kleiman, one of those players who can really do anything you ask of him, which is why he's so vital to the Shanley Deacon effort. Handoff up the middle. No, yes, that's Bird up the middle. And he's going to get close to another first down.
Looks like 9 yards on the play.
And what a workhorse Bird is for the Shanley Deacons team, whether it's defense or offense. He seems to be able to make all the plays. Kleiman lined up as flanker to the right. 2 running backs in the backfield.
Double tight.
Appears to be Johnson and Bird.
Read option again.
Up the middle.
Hand off to Bird.
And he is still
keeps the
going.
pile moving.
Wow.
Way to drive the legs by Matthew Bird there. Getting an extra 5 yards carrying the Maple Valley-Enderlin defense.
And Bird seemed to be doing a lot of that on his own. Boy, last running back I saw carry a pile like that was Adrian Peterson for the Minnesota Vikings powering ahead.
Yeah.
Bird really showing that strength of his.
Shanley looking to get one more score on the board here right before halftime.
We got 4:45 to go.
Kleiman flanker right. Lancaster under center. Lancaster keeps it. taken down by number 25, Dustin Koskowski.
5-yard gain on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 5.
We'd once again like to thank the Shanley Athletic Club for providing today's broadcast in high definition. The Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletes to a higher level.
Ball on the Maple Valley 18-yard line. Double tight, Kleiman flanker right. Pitch to Johnson on the outside, gets the corner. Forced out of bounds by number 12, Jesse Johnson.
Almost had that one.
Gonna be a 1st down for the Deacons.
You'll see that Jesse Johnson, the starting quarterback, helped to make that play, and that really goes to show the Maple Valley-Enderlin Falcons' depth and what they do with such a small roster. To have your starting quarterback playing 2 ways like that really goes to show how well-conditioned and well-trained these players are. Shanley 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle to Bird. He's got momentum, and he's going to be taken down around the 2.
Edison Brundle on the stop. Also Brandon Pierce. That'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd down for the Deacons at the 1-yard line.
Power I formation. Up the
Miserow
middle,
gets the ball.
and Bruce Miserow with another touchdown. How do you stop big Bruce Miserow on the goal line? He seems to get in every time they give him that ball.
You know, at the 1-yard line, it's kind of a
hard spot to defend.
Yeah, hope to get in the backfield early and disrupt the handoff, but unfortunately on that play, the
Falcons couldn't get it done.
Offensive line opened up a hole and Bruce just walked in.
Reinhold's back to kick.
Bird to snap, Kleiman to hold.
Kicks away.
And it's good.
It's good. All right.
3:21 to go in the 1st half.
Reinholdt appears to be back on track, and we appear to be back on track, as that one was in fact good. We've got 3:20 remaining in today's game, in the 1st half. Deacons up 41-6. Boy, Deacons kind of running away with it right now. It's only the 1st half.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be a high-scoring game tonight for the Shanley Deacons.
Don't forget to tune in next Tuesday, the 22nd at 7 p.m. for girls varsity volleyball versus South, live on ShanleyTV.com. Shanley TV is once again brought to you by the Shanley Athletic Club.
Number 23.
Combs, Pierce, and number 23, Noah Olson, back to receive the kick from Reinholdt.
Boy, Shanley has looked very good in today's game, and really in all these last few games. They had that early loss to St. Mary's, but if I were St. Mary's, I'd be worried because Shanley appears to be getting better and better as this season goes on.
Yeah, and trying to keep their foot on the gas pedal coming into conference play here and just keep it rolling. And once they get to playoffs, hopefully they can keep it going and make it to the state championship.
That would be the 2nd year in a row. Reinholdt to kick. Kicks it off. It's a low one. Oh, takes an odd bounce. Falcons can't find the ball, and they'll jump on it. Oh! Combs with quite the play as he bounces out to the left. What a play by Cade Combs.
Tackled on the play by number 28, John Harvey.
Falcons couldn't find the ball, and all of a sudden Combs had it, ran it up the middle. We thought he was done, but then he bounced it out to the left and gained a few more yards.
Good pursuit by John Harvey there to make the tackle.
Very good pursuit. He has been a difference maker on special teams today. Plays like that are the kind of spark that this Maple Valley-Enderlin team needs.
With 3:08 left in the 2nd quarter, Maple Valley hoping to get a good drive here, put some points on the board.
Finish the half strong, get some momentum, head into halftime.
Run to Combs up the middle.
He
Stopped by
won't
a
get
host
much.
of Deacons.
Dustin Kasalski on the carry, brought down by Caden Kelch.
Falcons can't seem to find an offensive strategy that really sticks. They've had a few successes with the passing attack and with the option, but none of it has really been consistently effective.
Yeah, they've got a few big plays here and there, but nothing really consistent here tonight.
Oh, pass out, looking for the screen, but Pierce will drop that one.
Johnson's pass falls incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down.
We've got 3rd and 10 here for the Falcons.
Yeah, they really need to convert on this drive, or else they're going to have to punt it away and give Shanley another good offensive possession and deep in the Maple Valley territory.
We've got 2:25 to go here in the first half.
Kaloran in motion.
Hand off to Krasowski. He'll take that one left, then up the middle, and he's still
Keeps
on
the
his
pile
feet.
moving.
Krasowski, a big power back.
Gain of about 8 on the play.
Down by Kevin Holt.
Boy, if you're Maple Valley-Enderlin, I don't think you've got a choice here. I think you've got to try to pick up that first down.
Yeah, you've got to go for it, or else if you punt, Shanley's going to get the ball back and look to score another time before halftime.
These are the times when you've got to take big risks. They had a good strategy going for 2 after that touchdown, but now is the time to take risks consistently and hope they pay off. A little confusion out there on both sides. Falcons looking to get the play off, play clock winding down.
Doubles formation.
Ooh, and that's gonna be
Offsides on the Deacons.
good break for the Falcons as that play clock was almost at 0.
Penalty will be a Falcon 1st down.
All right, they've got the first down, they've got some momentum, and they've got 1:34 remaining. Can they get it done and score a touchdown? That's the question.
Great use of the hard count there on that last play to draw the defense off sides and get a first down.
Yeah, very good use, something typical out of a senior quarterback.
Doubles formation.
Got to take a shot downfield here. But
Johnson
they'll try
takes
to run.
the run. Good pursuit on the backside by number 70. Joe Hagstrom comes up with a tackle.
Johnson always seems to have space, but those gaps are really quickly closed by that Deacon D.
Injured player here on the field with 1:02 left in the second quarter.
Justin DeKaiser on that last stop.
Trainer will come out onto the field. Deacons will take a knee.
Haven't seen the number of the injured player here yet. Down.
Appears to be a Deacon.
Possibly number 70, Joe Hagstrom.
It appears so. I do think that's Joe Hagstrom.
Still down on the ground on his knees. Looks to be in a bit of pain.
And he is going to get up on his own power. You like to see that.
Joe Hagstrom, a senior,
Big difference maker on defense and offense.
walking off the field under his own power. That's good. Always good to see.
Very good sign. We'll hope he's okay. We've got 1:02 left in this first half. Maple Valley-Enderlin needs a score if they want to stay in this one.
Doubles formation. Single running back in the backfield. Looks like it could be a wildcat formation.
Cade Combs with the ball. He breaks out to the left.
Tackled and played by Matthew Bird.
Almost made Bird miss, but Bird saw the fake and he made the tackle. Lot of time wound off the clock as only 34 seconds remain. Maple Valley-Enderlin has got to be thinking about taking a shot downfield here.
They got to start getting that passing game going, or else they're going to have to burn some timeouts here, and they're going to use up a lot of clock on that run game.
Pass game has worked at times, and you got to take the risk here.
Doubles formation. Single running back in the backfield. Johnson takes a snap.
Handoff.
Handoff
Kosowski.
to Kosowski.
Wrapped up by Erie and eventually brought down by number 81, Jake Kava.
Brought down by Tom Erie. That'll be a Falcon first down.
24 seconds to go.
Another doubles formation, single running back. Jesse
Clock
in
is
shotgun.
running. 20 seconds left. They've got to get the ball off.
Jesse back to pass.
Looking deep. And that's picked off.
Intercepted by Devin Kleiman.
Kleiman with the return. Runs it up the sideline. Cuts right.
Cuts back.
He's got speed and he's got space. Looks to make another man miss, and finally brought down around the 35-yard line. What a play by the senior Devin Kleiman. That will close out our first half. Your score 41-6 for your Shanley Deacons.
Looks like there's a flag on the play. We'll see what that is.
Oh. We'll see what that is, but nonetheless, beautiful play by Kleiman. That appears to be a hold on the Falcons. Shanley will, of course, decline.
And that's your first half.
That'll do it. So, yes, your score is 41-6 for the Shanley Deacons. What a play to finish that first half by Kleiman.
Yeah, Kleiman looking for some extra blocking on the return, but unfortunately didn't get it.
Well, looking back on this first half, it's been pretty dominant for the home team Deacons.
Yeah, you know, with Matt Bird as a power running back, and when they get down in short yardage situation, you got Bruce Misero just pounding it in there. It's tough to stop.
Smash mouth offense is always tough to stop. You've got to have big guys up front and big linebackers if they make it to the secondary. Maple Valley-Enderlin needs an answer, but I don't know what that answer is because they've played well. Shanley really just seems to have played better in a lot of areas.
You know, they're going to have to try and get Lindgren going on some deep passes, see if those work out. Looks like the running game isn't really working with that all-senior defensive line for Shanley.
Yeah, maybe a few fake handoffs, some play-action passes, something to trick the defense because right now they're not biting. You know, Maple Valley-Enderlin showed a lot of flashes, but that's really all it was. Sustained success will be key to winning this game, and right now that's looking very difficult as the lead is 35 points.
Yeah, they're going to have to put a good drive together here to start this second half, and hopefully that sparks their offense.
On the other side of the ball, the Shanley Deacons have looked very strong in really all areas. The special teams has been automatic, the defense has been shut down, and that offense with their ground game and the play-action passes. It's tough to find something to criticize with Shanley.
Really been effective tonight.
Very. We'll step away for about 5 minutes, and then we'll be back for your second half action. You're watching high school football on Shanley TV.
Give me a thumbs up when you want me to start doing door prizes. Where will they go to collect it? Perfect. All right, folks, so drawing our first prize winner. You will go to the 30-yard line, Deacons sideline, to collect your prize. Our first winner hails from Nativity, grade 5, John O'Neill. John O'Neill, you are our first winner. 30-yard line. Winner number 2, another Nativity student, 4th grader, Peter Noah. All right, prizes are raining down at Nativity. Your next winner, your 4th grader from Nativity, Paris Dean. Paris Dean, you are a winner. Our next winner, the first winner from Trinity Elementary, Pre-K, Christian Sandy. Christian Sandy, go to the 30-yard line. You are a winner. Our next winner, from Nativity, 1st grader, Mary Wolf. Mary Wolf, go to the 30, collect your prize. Our next winner, 5th grader, Trinity, Nora Eldridge. Nora, go to the 30-yard line. Collect your prize. Next winner, from Nativity, 1st grade, Olivia Shorma. Next winner, Nativity, 3rd grade, Max Sorensen. Max Sorensen, you are a winner. Go to the 30-yard line. We haven't figured out, we go to the 30-yard line. Next winner, grade 5, Nativity, Joey Dukart. Joey Dukart. Speeding up right along, another Nativity student, Cooper Monolaws. Cooper Monolaws, you are a winner. Next winner, 4th grader, Alex Paul. Alex Paul, you are a winner. All right, next winner. Trying to read handwriting here. I'll get it. Let's see. Gunnar Johnson or Grant Johnson. Grant Johnson. Next winner, William Sweeney. William Sweeney. Next winner, first grader, Trinity L. Johnson, or Ellie Johnson. Next one, winner, Zoe Ernle. Zoe Ernle. Next winner, Chris Eldridge. Chris Eldridge, you are a winner.
Hi everybody, we're back here live from Sid-City Stadium. This is once again Jed Thomas, joined by my partner Wyatt Lyer. We'd like to remind everybody that today's broadcast is brought to you by the Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletes to a higher level. It's been an action-packed first half, a little one-sided for the Deacons. Wyatt, tell us, what does Maple Valley-Enderlin need to do to get back in this game?
You know, they really need to get a stop on defense with Shanley coming out on offense first, and then put a really good drive together, take some time off the clock so Shanley doesn't have as much time to score as many points as they did in the first half. But that's going to be one of the keys to the second half for Maple Valley.
For sure, and at the same time, Maple Valley doesn't really have the luxury of burning time because they got to score quick. It's a big deficit.
Yeah, they got to score quick, and they got to score a lot to catch up with Shanley here.
We've seen great production out of guys on both sides. First and foremost, Peter Lindgren on the Maple Valley side of things. He has been the biggest target. He has been getting open all night, and he's the reason that they've had some offensive production.
Yeah, with him being 6'4", they really try and take advantage of his size and his speed on the outside at wide receiver. And hopefully they can connect with him more here in the second half.
Jesse Johnson has shown good decision making as he is a senior. Cade Combs has shown that speed. Looking at the Shanley side of things, we've really seen good production out of these guys. Matt Bird, what can't he do? I mean, whether he's lining up at running back, wide receiver, safety, linebacker, you name it, he has been there. We said before the game they needed to establish the power run early on, and I'd say they've done that.
Yeah, they've definitely done that with Matt Bird, you know, out in the open and stuff. And then with Bruce Misero down in goal line situation, really pounding it in there, they've really established a run game.
And Brevin Lancaster has looked very good. That pass to Jake Cava in the end zone was spot on, and his running has been very consistent.
Yes, it has. And Brevin, he's a really good passer, makes really good decisions. And on that read option, he knows when to pull the ball and when to take it himself. So hopefully more good decisions by Brevin.
Very good decision making for a guy who's starting his first year at quarterback. Looking at some of the other players we've had to watch, Lane Hallock, and really that whole offensive line has been very strong, getting off on their blocks and showing that they're in control of the trenches.
Yeah, that whole offensive line is composed of seniors, and they really know what to do, and they really know how to block, and they really get after it there in the trenches.
Yeah, from both sides of the ball, we've seen senior leadership over and over again. And I think we'll continue to see more of that in the second half. Although we can probably expect to see a few guys getting some reps for Shanley that typically wouldn't.
Yeah, you know, they're going to, as this game winds down, they're going to try and get some time in for those younger players that don't get a lot of playing time. Hopefully get them some varsity experience, so as the seniors leave next year, they can come up and show the leadership that they have.
Definitely. It's a big freshman class coming in this year. We could see Caden Kuhneman coming in at quarterback, players like Cole Fredrickson at running back. There are a lot of freshmen who could be seeing some playing time in this second half. Maple Valley-Enderlin needs to realize that and take advantage of that. Shanley can't overestimate their lead here. No lead is safe in football. We know that.
Yeah.
Maple Valley-Enderlin really needs to start off strong, and a problem there is that Shanley's going to be receiving the opening kickoff. A quick stop and a quick score, and Maple Valley-Enderlin can gain some momentum.
Yeah, you know, Shanley's going to be coming out firing, keeping their foot on the gas pedal this second half, and hopefully come out with a good score and then get a stop on offense. But it's the complete opposite for Maple Valley. They got to get a stop on offense and then come around and get a quick score, and hopefully that'll spark some fire on that team.
We're just about 40 seconds away from starting up this second half. Maple Valley-Enderlin going to their sideline. Shanley getting ready for the opening kickoff here soon. Haley Buckles has looked very strong in that corner position for a freshman.
You know, he got burned once early in the game, and he really kept his head up. And next pass play he got passed to, he picked it off, and that really sparked the offense and helped him get a good scoring drive going. That
first drive was very difficult for Buckles, but I don't think that's what people are going to be talking about come tomorrow. His play since then has been superb, and he has definitely been one of the stars for Shanley on defense. And I can't get over the fact that this guy's a freshman.
Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of good years here to come at Shanley.
Anchoring both sides of the ball. Well, we are just about ready for this third quarter to get underway. Both sides huddling up, getting ready for this kickoff. How about the play of Jacob Reinholtz, the junior kicker? He had one missed extra point, but that was one out of, well, a lot, let's say.
Yeah. Jake has been superb today, and you know, with his soccer background, if Shanley gets stuck in the 30 to 33 yard range, they can send him out there and he'll drill a field goal. So he's a really good asset to have for Shanley.
Talking to some of the guys in practice, I've heard Reinholtz has hit kicks of 45-plus yards occasionally in practice.
Yes, he has. He's one of the bigger legs on the soccer team, so that really comes in handy for kicking the football.
Well, we are just about ready to get underway as Maple Valley-Enderlin is set for the kickoff.
Tom Erie, Devin Kleiman, and Haley Buckholtz back to receive the kick.
Carter Killeran with another squib up the middle.
Kick, taken by Colby Johnson.
And Johnson's going to get a nice return.
Out to the 42-yard line for Shanley.
Interesting approach with the squib kick, possibly trying to force a turnover, make Shanley bobble, pounce on that opportunity. I don't know the strategy, but whatever it takes for Maple Valley-Enderlin, they've got to take those risks.
Yeah, and with Haley Buckles' speed back at kick return, they're definitely trying to keep the ball away from him because they can see the damage he can do.
For sure. A lot of very capable guys in that backfield on kickoff returns. All right, getting our first look at the Shanley offense for this second half. We've got Kleiman split out to the left, Bird at running back.
Double tight end set. Handoff. Nope. Brevin looking to throw.
Play
Dumps
action.
it off to Jake Cava.
Cava has it up the line, and he's still on his feet as he will rumble down to about the 27-yard line. Play action pass works perfectly. Maple Valley-Enderlin clearly preoccupied with the thought of Matt Bird running that ball, and Shanley capitalizes.
Yeah, get those linebackers biting on the run and then just drop it off to Cava, and he's got plenty of room to run on the outside there.
Exactly.
Picks it up a good 35, 40 yards.
Big gains like that, eating up big chunks of yards. Shanley already in position to score, and we are barely into this second half.
Double tight end set. Kleiman flank to the right. Read option, hand off to Bird.
Bird
up
has
the middle.
It up the middle, and that's going to be good enough for a first down.
Taken down by Johnson.
12 yards on the play, that'll be a Deacon first down. Lane Combs on the stop for the Falcons. First and 10, Shanley.
Lancaster under center, double tight ends. Handoff to
Hand
Bird.
off to Bird. Keeps his legs moving.
And Bird
Carries the
fighting
pile.
for extra yards.
Down to the 6-yard line for the Deacons.
What does it take to bring this guy down? I mean, it doesn't seem to matter how many guys you put on him. He just keeps his legs churning.
You know, for the Maple Valley defense, you really got to go for those legs because the legs feed the horse, and if you tackle at the legs, then he can't go anywhere. So definitely look to try and go for the legs on those tackles.
If you go high, he will continue to push, and he's clearly demonstrated that tonight.
Yes, he has.
Kleiman lining up at the flanker, double tight end set.
Bird in the backfield. Lancaster under center.
It's a handoff to Johnson. And he is met quickly by Maple Valley-Enderlin defenders.
Stopped at the 3-yard line.
Good gain for Johnson. Shanley, same look as last play, it seems.
Bird in the backfield.
Got to be careful at the goal line. Falcons showing pressure. Handoff Johnson.
And he's in.
Another touchdown for Shanley.
Great blocking by that offensive line.
Great everything by the Deacons there. Very strong showing. Boy, a lot of people scoring touchdowns. Lancaster hooked up with Cava. Bird has scored a few. Misero scored a few. And now we've got Colby Johnson getting in on the action with a touchdown there. Reinholtz into attempt the PAT.
Bird to snap, climb into hold. Snap is good, hold is down, kick is up.
Kick is good. Well, there's another example of what Matt Bird can do. Apparently, he's a long snapper now. We've got 8:08 remaining in this third quarter. The Deacons have expanded on their lead, now up 48-6.
You know, one guy whose name we haven't called a lot today is Mitchell Alexander. He's the center for Shanley, and he also plays defensive tackle. The center does a lot for the Deacons, and he snaps the ball in the shotgun, and he has to have a good snap every time, and he also has to get a good block, or else the play is scrapped. And you know, Mitchell has a lot on his mind, and he's done a good job tonight.
Right, those interior linemen, you don't hear their names called a lot, but that's usually a good thing. The unsung heroes of this team, keeping the quarterback safe and making those blocks.
Yes.
Shanley to attempt yet another kickoff. And you know, Maple Valley-Enderlin can't get down on themselves right now. They're in their second year of 2A play. They've got such a small roster. And, you know, they have put together some real good flashes against a Deacon team that is a perennial powerhouse.
Yeah, and they're a young team too. So in the coming years, they should be picking up the pace with, you know, Central Cass and Kindred and all those teams like that that have smaller rosters.
A bright future for the Falcons. Reinholtz kicks it off. A little shorter than the past few. Combs with it. Takes it out. Cuts back. Oh, and he's wrapped up. Nice play by Colby Johnson. Oh, and Shanley is signaling that there's a fumble. Oh, but that will be recovered by the Falcons.
Kevin Wolf on the tackle on that last kickoff.
You know, Reinholdt's kickoff there a little short. Leg must be getting a little tired there.
Yep.
Falcons offense looking to get something going here.
Coming out in a doubles formation with a single running back.
Running that a lot today.
Lingering wide out to the right. Pierce in motion.
Handoff. Krakowski.
Tackled on the play, number 81, Jacob Cava, and number 71, Mitchell Alexander.
Kozowski gotten the ball a lot tonight, hasn't been able to do much. A large part of that is the Shanley defensive line. A lot of seniors, a lot of big guys.
Yeah, and they get really good penetration too. They know where to go, they shoot the gaps.
They crash the linebackers, and they create opportunities.
Yes.
Trips right. Low snap.
Johnson takes it.
And he will not get much as he's wrapped up on the far hash.
Ran down from behind by number 84, Caden Kelch.
Caden Kelch, a name we've heard a pretty good amount tonight, really making his presence known in his return back to football. Injury update, Joe Hagstrom is down on the sideline. Pads are no longer on, but he is up and on his own power, and that is good to see.
Yep, that's always good to see.
Snap back, Johnson.
Lingard faking the run.
Attempts the pass, and
Intercepted.
it's picked off.
Devin Kleiman with a good read on the play, not to bite on the run.
Kleiman with his second interception of the night. Johnson throwing his third overall interception. You know, you can't really blame Johnson for a few of these picks. He's got to take these chances downfield, and he's forced to throw these big errant throws in attempts to score quick. And while you can't take the blame off of him, you do have to understand the position he's in.
Yeah, and with only 5:58 left in the third quarter, and they're down 48-6, they got to start taking more chances like that. And if they don't go your way, they don't go your way. But if you don't take those chances,
You won't win.
Yes. Trips right, flanker left, Bird in the backfield.
Lancaster
back
to pass. Dumps it
Screen
off to
set
Bird.
up to Bird.
He's got lots of space. Ostern with the block. Bird running downfield, and he will finally be brought down by Sean Belkey.
Great blocking on the play by number 54, Mason Ostern downfield, getting a piece of his guy so Matthew Bird can get a good few extra yards there.
Ostern, another one of those interior linemen who is so crucial to the Shanley rushing attack. You don't hear his name a lot, but that's usually a good thing.
Timeout, Shanley.
Timeout by the Deacons.
Interesting choice here. Seemed to be a little miscommunication there. Give players a breather.
Looks like they might be making some substitution on offense.
Maybe pulling some of those starters, don't want to risk injury. We'd like to remind everybody to not forget to tune in next Tuesday, the 22nd at 7 p.m. for Girls Varsity Volleyball versus South, live on Shanley TV. Shanley TV, brought to you by the Shanley Athletic Club.
You know, as these starters are taken out, they played a really great game. They fought hard. They put a lot of points up on the board, as you can tell. And hopefully they can watch the rest of the game and get some rest for next week.
Few new names out there now. We've got Caden Kuhneman now in at quarterback. In the backfield, there's Cole Fredericks and Austin Manuel.
And John Harvey.
In the tight end position is August Grothman, 9th grader, number 80, and another new name, MJ Lapine, number 60, will be subbing in at guard. Just a few of the new players out there.
Austin Yagi also in at tight end on the other side.
Handoff. Fredericks, and he is wrapped up and brought down quick. Very good penetration by Maple Valley-Enderlin. And this goes to show you, Maple Valley-Enderlin is no pushover. You know, this is Shanley's reserves, and it's not like they're going to score as many points as the starters. Maple Valley-Enderlin has shown that they're a capable team, and these reserves are really going to have to put up a big effort if they want to add to the points.
Yeah, and hopefully for Maple Valley, they can try and get some points up on the board and try and raise their spirits a little for going into next week.
For sure.
Full house set. Kuhneman to pass.
He's wrapped up quick and sacked. Shanley looking a little overwhelmed right now.
Sacked by number 64, Colton West.
Shanley in a tough position, 3rd and 23 after 2 big losses. We can look to Kuhneman to possibly take a shot downfield on this play.
Colton Wetch on the sack on the last play. 6'2", 230-pound freshman. They definitely have some size coming up.
No kidding. 6'2", 230 pounds, and a freshman. Another piece of that bright future. Interesting look for Shanley as it's 3rd and 23, or 22 rather. Maple Valley-Enderlin jumps.
Great use of the hard count by Kuhneman, drawing the defense offsides.
Especially as a freshman, that hard count is usually something that guys seem to master in those junior and senior years. Encouraging sign out of Kuhneman and the rest of this offense.
Yeah, and he made a senior jump offside, so you know he's going to be good at the hard count when he gets up there in junior and senior year.
Definitely. Same look for Shanley. They're going to try it out to the right. Frederick's looking for space, and he's not going anywhere, and he coughs the ball up. That is recovered by Maple Valley-Enderlin, yes.
Looks like the defensive starters are going back out there, but we have a substitution at cornerback. Number 83, Ty Sandine, is now in the game for number 33, Tom Erie.
Well, if Shanley's reserve squad thought they were going to score points as easily as their starters, they were sorely mistaken, as Maple Valley-Enderlin looked more than capable of stopping that offense. Double set for Maple Valley-Enderlin. Back to pass, Johnson. He's got Krasowski.
Screen set up.
And he's got some space. He brings that upfield all the way down to the Shanley 35.
Wrapped up on the play by number 78, Justin Kaiser.
Well, the Falcons looking to do some damage. We've only got about 2:25 to go in this third quarter, but Maple Valley-Enderlin still very capable of scoring.
Yeah, good play by the offensive line, letting the defensive line get good penetration, dropping the pass off by the quarterback, and then going downfield and getting some blocks so Krasowski can get some extra yards. Johnson to pass.
Looks, he's got, and that is once again Peter Lindgren.
Tackled on the play by number 83, Ty Sandine.
Tackled by number 83, Ty Sandine.
Peter Lindgren only an 11th grader, so he's still got another year to do some damage to these opposing defenses.
Yeah, and hopefully next year they can get some more passing in and hopefully use his size more.
One of the benefits of the spread offense. The Falcons, trips right. Handoff up the middle. That is Kozowski yet again with the carry.
Tackled on the play, led by number 28, John Harvey.
Harvey has looked pretty good in tonight's game, whether it's on special teams or defense. He seems to be making some good plays.
Yeah, he's gotten a good, he had one really good long run saving tackle on the one kickoff there in the first half that really helped the defense out.
Harvey, a sophomore, another piece of Shanley's future.
Johnson, shotgun, takes the snap.
Pressure by Misero. He's got, what a snag by Sean Belke. Belke has been very quiet all night, and he just made quite the grab there. Almost got a first down there for Maple Valley-Enderlin. It's 3rd and 1.
Yeah, great attempt by Hunter Mathias trying to come up and knock the ball down, but unfortunately just a bit short on that, and Caden Kelch comes up with a tackle.
Maple Valley-Enderlin needs to act quick. 8 seconds left in the quarter. It looks like they're just going to let the clock wind down. And with that, we have ended the third quarter. In comes the fourth. 12 minutes to go now in today's game. It has been a dominant showing by your home team, Shanley Deacons, as they're up 48-6. Maple Valley-Enderlin now is threatening, so don't count them out. They still could put up some points late in the game.
Yeah, they got the ball deep in Shanley territory on the 17-yard line, looking to score a touchdown before this game ends.
Shanley may want to be a little concerned, as they've still got quite a few defensive starters out there. Maple Valley-Enderlin appears to have been sparked by their own defensive performance, and if I were Shanley, I'd really be wanting my players to maybe put in a little more energy into this game. While they may be up big, it doesn't mean they shouldn't be going full speed.
Yeah, hopefully Rod down there is talking to the defense, you know, let's try and get a stop. Let's try and keep this to 6 points, and then let's get our offense back out there and try and get some more points on the board.
For sure. You know, no matter what sport you're playing, no matter what side of the ball you're on, it's always hard to stay in full drive when you're up big, but it's something you got to do in order to gain experience and ultimately perform to your best.
You know, that's what the best teams do. They play hard when they're up big, and they play hard when they're down big, and you just got to keep going through those times.
That's how you build a winner. And we're seeing that with Maple Valley-Enderlin right now. Down big, but they certainly have not surrendered as they are giving it everything they've got and threatening to score some points here.
Yeah, I would look to see Jesse Johnson try and throw a fade or some kind of route in the end zone to try and get a score to Lindgren.
Maybe want to lob one up there to the big 6'4" Lindgren. Yeah. Always got to be aware of where he is on the field.
Double set. Kozowski in the backfield. Lindgren wide right. Looks like it's a quarterback sneak.
Try to pick up the first down as it was 3rd and 1. And I think he's going to be there. Maybe not. No, it is 4th and 1.
Good stop by the Shanley defense.
Very good stop. Johnson, big guy, usually could just power through, but Shanley stood tall, gave it their all, and ended up with the stop.
Those defensive linemen in there are tough. They held the ground, and they held for the first down.
It's now 4th and 1. Double set. Johnson passing. He throws it. He's got Combs. Combs into the end zone for the touchdown.
Great pass by Johnson to Combs out there with Josh Johnson on the coverage. Combs had a step on him, and Johnson just laid one right in the breadbasket and got in the end zone.
Good resolve by the Maple Valley-Enderlin Falcons. If we want to take another look at that, you'll see Johnson goes back to pass. He's got pressure coming, but Combs uses that speed to break out to the right and make the play. We've got a 2-point conversion attempt coming up here for Maple Valley-Enderlin.
Johnson in the backfield. Kozowski did right.
Pressure coming, throws it. And that is incomplete. Tough break, but a good effort as he got the ball off.
So at 10:39 left in the 4th quarter, Shanley Deacons are up 48-12 on Maple Valley-Enderlin Falcons.
So if you're Maple Valley-Enderlin, are you going to attempt an onside kick here, or are you going to count on your defense to get the stop? What's the plan for the rest of this game?
You know, their kicking game hasn't been that strong tonight, and I would say just kick it like they've been doing. Hopefully they can go out and get a stop so there's no big return and try and pin the Deacons back in their own territory.
Sound strategy. You'll see now on special teams maybe a few unfamiliar faces coming out there. Back to return, we've got number 22, Andy Clark, number 42, Austin Manuel, and number 39, Cole Fredericks, I believe. Late substitutions for Shanley. A little bit of confusion out there.
Number 2, Killigran, ready to kick off for the Falcons.
A lot of squibs up the middle. Probably going to try that again and hope Shanley coughs up the ball. Some new faces out there could mean some big mistakes. Inexperience.
Squib down the middle.
Fredericks bobbles, but ultimately jumps on it and makes a good recovery there.
Looks like the Shanley offensive starters are going back on the field.
Interesting decision. You know, up 48-12. This far deep in your own territory, probably a smart move to use your starters to get yourself out of that field position. But, you know, once you're in a little better positioning, I would count on putting those reserves back in, get some experience for the younger guys.
Yeah, maybe get a few first downs here, maybe get out to the 40, 45-yard line, then take your starters out, and hopefully your other guys can get some good experience and
use this 4th quarter as a good learning experience.
Yeah.
And that'll be a flag for too many men in the huddle. You know, we've seen a few personnel errors like that in today's game. A little uncharacteristic of both teams.
Yeah, you know, with the substitution they're making here in the fourth quarter, it's kind of hard to keep track. So it's understandable, but you just got to work those kinks out later in the season.
For sure. Critical mistakes like that can't be made come playoff time.
Lancaster in center, Erie in the backfield.
Lancaster with the carry. He's met and stopped almost immediately. Or, excuse me, that was Colby Johnson, my bad.
Gain of 4 on the play, brought down by Dustin Zasowski. That'll bring up 2nd and 11.
Deacons will try and keep the clock running this fourth quarter with the run game. Try and get the first downs with that, not have to go to the passing game.
Got about 9 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Double tight end set, flanker right. Connor Smith as the flanker, Tommy Erie in the backfield.
And I think there was some movement on the Shanley side.
Yeah,
Yes.
that looks like to be
A false start.
Kevin Wolf on the false start.
Not a mistake you'd really see out of Wolf. Senior starting lineman. Game gets a little later, get a little more jittery. Common mistake in the early and ending portions of games.
Yes, it is. And you know, with this kind of game, the players kind of tend to lose focus a little. So, you know, those are
mistakes, like we said, that just can't be made come playoff time.
yes.
Fakes the handoff.
Back to pass, looking for Connor Smith.
Smith, little over the head.
Lancaster's pass is incomplete. Intended for number 88, Connor Smith.
Very good coverage by Maple Valley-Enderlin there. There was no room for Smith to go back for that pass. 3rd and 16. Shanley backed up pretty far in their own territory. We've got about 8 minutes remaining now. Shanley clearly trying to burn some clock, but we'll see what they decide to go with here. You throw the pass and you risk stopping the clock, but you run and you risk giving your punter some really tough field position to kick out of.
Looks like Ty Sandine now in at the flanker to the right. Tommy Erie in the backfield again, double tight.
Lancaster bringing it up the edge. And
Swarmed by Falcons.
not going to get much there. That is going to bring up 4th and 16.
This is going to be Reinholtz's first punt of the night. That is pretty impressive for a high school football game.
Very impressive, as Shanley has just continued to score and score and score.
Late in the fourth quarter, only having to punt for the first time.
Snaps away, good snap. Reinholtz with the kick.
Good spiraling kick.
Nice punt, and it takes a Shanley bounce, as that's going to roll down to about the 45-yard line.
Good punt by Reinholtz, trying to flip field position for get a little help for the defense.
Reinholdt's been automatic in PATs, punts, and kickoffs. Ought to give him a shot at quarterback. Seems like he can do pretty much anything out there.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the better athletes on the team, being in 2 sports right now during the fall, soccer and football.
Good condition and good play. Double set for Maple Valley-Enderlin.
One backfield.
Man in motion. It's
Combs
Combs.
takes the handoff.
He pops out to the left.
Stiff arms.
Missed tackle. And he's finally brought down by Wolf.
Good stiff arm by Combs on the outside.
Holmes has performed quite well tonight as he senior leader and one of our players to watch.
That'll bring up 2nd down.
Now we're starting to see a few reserves come in as Andy Clark will take over for Hunter Mathias. Andy Clark, a freshman. Johnson back to pass. He's got Krasowski. Krasowski makes a man miss, powers forward, but he is met by a wave of red as he won't even gain 1 yard on that play.
Good pursuit by the Shanley defense.
Very good pursuit. They didn't give up, and they used the typical typical plan of swarming the running back. Always looking to gang tackle. Cade Busick will sub in. Busick, another freshman. Shanley clearly giving some of their reserves a look in tonight's game.
Trips to the left, flanker right. Looks like Lindgren, flanker to the right. One back in the backfield. Johnson back to pass.
No one
That
open.
one's open.
Scrambles.
Good pursuit.
And he is going to be
Brought
sacked.
down by Ostern.
Mason Ostern, the senior, with great penetration. High motor by Ostern, never gave up on the play. It followed Johnson all the way back and made the sack.
Good coverage by the defensive backs, too. He's not allowing anyone to get open. Ostern has a chance for that sack.
We've got 4:45 remaining in this fourth quarter. Punt. Ooh, short punt by the Falcons, and it takes a Deacon bounce. That ball's going to be down to around the 45-yard line.
By Jordan Harm.
And Shanley has pulled their starters on offense, it appears.
Hopefully this JV offense can get something going, really get some experience at the varsity level and boost their spirits. With only 4:35 left in the game, I look to see the offense trying to run the ball, get something on the outside going with their speed with Fredericks.
Burn some clock. Cade Busick will now come into the game at quarterback, one of Shanley's two freshman quarterbacks who they look to use in the future. And there's going to be a flag on the Deacons.
Looks like,
Too many men in the huddle.
yes.
One of those mistakes you will often find with reserves coming in, a lot of these guys being freshmen.
And you got the jitters being their varsity playing time and
For sure.
in front of all the fans.
Under the lights, on live TV. Shanley looking to get something going here with 4 minutes to go. 1st and 15.
Hunter Mathias, flanker right. Double tight end set, double running back.
Busick
Cade
hands
hands
off.
it off.
And
Austin Manuel on the carry.
not going to get much there.
Austin Manuel on the carry.
That'll keep the clock running.
Run down by Carter Corn. He had 2 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and long.
Look for Shanley to try a couple of option plays here. Busick, a very mobile quarterback and dangerous with the legs. Double tight end formation. Fakes the handoff and going with that option. Busick wrapped up, fighting, but it's no use. As big Peter Lindgren makes the sack. Playing 2 ways and a very effective on both sides of the ball.
There's really nothing you can do there. You know, you got a junior who's 6'4", 230 pounds, and you got a freshman who's
5'8".
yeah, 5'8". I mean,
It's a tough situation. Busick did a good job of staying on his feet and fighting for a few more yards.
yeah, good job by not giving up the ball.
3rd and 32, very tough situation for Shanley right now. Only about 2:30 to go on the clock. And Busick will come in with the play. Timeout.
Play clock running down. Deacons forced to take a timeout.
The score is 48-12 with 2:20 remaining. Shanley looking to come up with some kind of play to get out of a big hole like this. It is 3rd and 27.
You know, try some kind of trickery. Just hope nothing goes wrong on the offense.
Kind of a tough call here between a pass and a run. You know, going to be pretty hard to get 27 yards on a run, but at the same time, you're really looking more to burn clock here.
Yeah, and you got the reserves in, so I don't know how much.
Passing experience we've got
Yeah.
out there.
Looks like Jack Rorick, flanker to the right. Double tight end set, double running back. Austin Manuel and Cole Fredericks in at running back. Cade Busick under center.
Fredericks had a touchdown against Lisbon. Dangerous player.
Busick
Play
to
action pass. Attempts the short throw to Yagi, and that will fall incomplete.
Austin Yagi falls incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down.
4th and 27 for Shanley here.
Busick had Yagi open for a split second there, and then the gap closed very quickly.
We are now under 2 minutes to go in the game. Reinhold's back to punt. Second attempt of the night.
Maple Valley has no one back to receive this punt. Looks like they're going in for the block.
Interesting strategy. Nice job by Reinholds to get that punt away, and it takes a nice bounce. That is going to end up all the way at the 30-yard line.
Great kick by Reinholds.
Shanley has been so impressive on on really all sides of the ball tonight. Just an overall great experience, great performance by Shanley tonight.
Yeah, really keeping their foot on the gas pedal in the first half, scoring 41 points and then coming out in the second half and really shutting down Maple Valley on defense. Looks like timeout, Maple Valley.
Minute 26 to go. Shanley reserves in at defense. Couple of subs in there. We've got Andy Clark, number 7, Adam McTaggart.
Number 60, MJ Lapine is in there at defensive line.
Mustang invite, which takes both Friday and Saturday. Roy invite, which takes place at the University of Minnesota Golf Course.
Tonight has been a really impressive performance, I'd say, by Matt Bird. You know, showing his ability to play any position they ask of him and showing that bruising ability at running back to just power through the defense.
You know, with running back, he's a big back, hard to take down. And at defense, he played a position that he hasn't played before, and that's safety. He normally plays outside linebacker, and I thought he really did a really good job tonight at playing safety and with the coverages and stuff.
Very versatile player, and being only a junior, he should be a force to be reckoned with come next year.
Yeah, he will be definitely a highly regarded player next year to watch.
Shanley with a late substitution, almost caught with too many men.
Doubles formation.
Back
Looks like
pass.
a screen.
Oh, and that's a fumble that will be recovered by the Falcons. In at quarterback, Hunter Smith, the sophomore, in relief of Jesse Johnson, the senior quarterback. Johnson struggled tonight with 3 picks, but on the whole displayed pretty good arm strength and decision making. It's 48-12 with 50 seconds remaining in the game.
Doubles formation.
Smith
Pass.
attempts to pass.
Knocked
Broken
down
up by number 20.
Taylor Devine.
Devine.
He's a freshman.
The freshman with a great play. Was a little overmatched with the height, but it seemed to be no problem as he got up there and broke that pass up. Really good performance by a lot of Shanley's freshmen tonight. Falcons in doubles formation, single back.
20 seconds to go.
Hand off
Run
up the
play.
middle. Nice run. And he's still going. That's all the way down to the 40. Number 72, Lane Combs.
Taken down by number 28, John Harvey. Another good play by John Harvey.
And that'll do it for your game. Well, Wyatt, that was quite the game for Shanley offensively, finishing with a score of 48-12. Incredible playmaking in the first half, huge number of points put up. Tell us, what do you expect out of the Shanley squad coming on to a big stretch of road games?
You know, they really got to keep this offense going, try and establish the run game early, and if that's not working, definitely use their tight ends, and Jacob Kava and Justin DeKaiser with good size and speed, and try and get them going on some pass plays, play action pass, try and get the safeties to bite, and then over the top with them and just trying to keep their defense solid and not give up the big plays.
You know, looking at a silver lining for Maple Valley-Enderlin, they had a lot of young players perform really well tonight. You know, we've said it so much, but it's worth noting again, this team has such a bright future. They're new to this division, and they've only got 5 seniors. And if I were the coach, I'd be very happy with how my young guys performed tonight.
Yeah, with only 5 seniors and you're playing a powerhouse like Shanley, I mean, they gave it their all. They did their best, and they definitely didn't quit. And that's something to look at.
Definitely a few things to fix come next week. Run defense, fixing up that spread offense and making the passing a little more consistent. Once again, Shanley has been dominant tonight, and really, if I were the Deacons, I'd be very optimistic about the future of this season and the future of the program. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We would like to remind you to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/ShanleyTV and follow us on Twitter at ShanleyTV. Also, don't forget to tune in next Tuesday, the 22nd, at 7 p.m. for girls varsity volleyball versus South, live on Shanley TV. Thanks again to the Shanley Athletic Club for providing tonight's high-definition broadcast. From all of us here at Sid Cichy Stadium, from my partner Wyatt Lyer, the crew, and once again, the Shanley Athletic Club, we'd like to thank you for watching, and have a nice night.